Well, starting today across the nation, small businesses will be recognized for their hard work. And here in Las Vegas, we have tons of mom and pop shops providing great services for our community. And one of those is the Fingerprinting Express. Joining me now, Monica Pappas. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me.
I love to highlight local businesses and what they're doing in our community. And you were just opening, having a grand opening for your Fingerprinting Express locations.
That's correct. We have two up in Northern Nevada in Reno and Carson City. We just opened here in Las Vegas off of Rainbow and 215.
That's exciting.
We're really excited to be in Southern Nevada.
And people may not realize why they may need this service or when they may need this service. So who do you guys really cater to, and what are you guys doing on a daily basis?
So about 25% of the population needs a fingerprint background check to do a job, license, employment, or volunteering opportunities. And so anyone around children, elderly, and disabled, vulnerable parts of the population has to have a fingerprint background check in order to do that job or volunteer.
And we talked about this earlier. I did a little bit of tutoring before, and I actually had to go to the sheriff's department to do this. And that's something that can be a little uncomfortable for some people.
It's an awkward process already, collecting fingerprints, and a lot of people might equate it to criminal activity. So our whole thing is taking a hospitality background and applying it to the civilian fingerprint process. There's no point in putting a civilian through a criminal process.
That's definitely true. And you guys have this program called Culture to Care.
That's right.
Go ahead and talk about that, because not every business is really giving back to the community like you guys are.
I think it's so important to give back to the community. Our Culture to Care means that we protect people's personal information because we're collecting so much personal data. We also want to get people to work and volunteering faster. So we have processes to make that result time a lot faster, and the in and out in our office is a lot faster as well. We discount our fees for teachers, nonprofits, and volunteers. That's how we like to give back to the community. If people are going to volunteer their time, we want to make sure that they don't have to pay a lot or wait a long time in order to be able to do that service.
And we were also talking about earlier, you guys have one of the most secure locations, or one of the locations that can secure your information the most, because you guys are taking in a lot of people's personal information.
That's correct. We have divided the office up so that we make sure that every point we have is very secure in protecting that information. We have shred all policies. We make sure all of our people are fingerprint background checked as well. We just really want to protect that information. You can't be too careful with that these days.
Really cool. And like we said, you guys now have a location here in town.
That's right.
Why was it so important to move to Las Vegas, and how did you even get started in all of this?
My family is very big in military and law enforcement background, and so in the early 2000s, when they allowed privatized fingerprinting, my family decided to start the business. I took over in 2012 in Reno and opened Carson City in 2015. The governor's office actually asked us to move down here in Las Vegas because our results are so much faster in getting people to work faster. So we really have franchised the business, and I'm owning the 3 stores now, and hopefully we can go national.
That is really cool, because this process can take a while.
It can.
To get all this, and you want to go straight to work. If you're a teacher, you want to be able to not have this process hold you back. Even volunteer,
Absolutely.
like I tutored. I didn't want this process to really hold me back. And
Absolutely.
it took a while.
There's several different ways that fingerprints can be processed, and there's the old-fashioned hard cards, which can take a long time to process. The live scan, the electronic versions now, allow for so much faster results because it takes out that manual access in the process of scanning those fingerprint cards in.
Yeah.
And so it is all about getting people to work faster. If you're applying for a real estate license, you don't want to have to wait months and months and months to get to work.
You want it as quick as
Absolutely.
possible. Well, of course, if you want to learn more about Fingerprinting Express, their website is right there on the bottom. Of course, we'll have their information on our website, ktmv.com. Thank you so much for coming by, and stay with us.